and welcome back to Craft by Rose. I'm Fiona, and today what I was wanting to do was do a review on the stainless steel tips. So a little while ago I got some stainless steel tips. I got the 5-placer and then I got 2 others. I bought myself the single placer and a 2-placer, and I thought I'd just give you my personal thoughts on these multi-placers. Hopefully be short and sweet and to the point, if everything doesn't roll off my table. So if we're talking the stainless steel multi-placer, then they worked out perfectly for me. Got a 5 hit on this pen and a 5 on this pen. So there we have the stainless steel multi-placer tip and your plastic. So would I change out all my pens to the metal multi-placer? The answer is yes. I wouldn't hesitate to do it. They work just as well as the thin plastic multi-placers. The difference and improvement is they last a lot longer. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but with the multi-placer that's on this pen, I only used it to complete one diamond painting. And can you see there at the end of the multi-placer where you're actually being able to see the shape of the drills that I was placing down? It's wore the end of your multi-placer down into that shape. Whereas with your steel one, I've used this to complete an entire painting, and it's no different to when I first started using it. So when it comes to the thin steel multi-placers, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd replace all the multi-placers on my pens with one of these. The difference comes for me, in the single placer. And let's talk about that. So with me having liked the steel multi-placer, I thought that I'd like the steel single placer. It seemed logical. If you liked one, you'd like the other. And to an extent, I do like the steel single placer. But for me, there was one very big problem. So this on this pen is your standard single placer. You can refill this with your wax. Well, at least I can refill this with my wax and diamond paint with it for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours before I can no longer pick up diamonds with it and I need to replace the wax with new wax. This one, however, because you can tell, the openings at the top of these are a lot smaller. This is a lot smaller compared to your standard. Now I think that's what's causing the issue, because with this, if I fill this up with new wax and go to diamond paint with it, I can only diamond paint with this for about 40 minutes before I need to replace it with new wax. I don't know what it is other than the size. It's the only thing that I can think of. It doesn't last as long. You are having to change the wax more frequently with the steel single placer. So I wouldn't convert my single placers to the steel one. I used the steel one for about 2 days before I couldn't deal with having to constantly every 40 minutes change the wax in it. It just seemed like a waste of the wax, because you have to put, although the opening's smaller, it goes down deeper, so you have to fill more wax in it and more often. So for me, I will be sticking to the standard single placer. I won't be using these. I will use the steel multi-placer. The steel multi-placers, you don't have that problem with at all. Steel ones seem to be exactly the same size, shape, depth as the plastic counterpart. Whereas with the single placer, they're nothing alike. So that's my personal opinion. So I will be using the steel multiplacers and changing over all my multiplacers to the steel ones, but I will be keeping my standard single placers. So I hope that that's made things a little bit clearer for you. So as I said in the beginning, this is just my personal opinion and experience with steel multiplacers and steel single placers. You may not have this same experience, or you may be watching this and had the same experience with me, where the multiplacer in the steel work for you, but the steel single placers don't. So with that said, I hope that you found this all informative and help you to make a decision if you're choosing to transfer over to steel single and multiplacers. With that said, I hope to see all of you next time. If you've liked what you've seen, then please do give this video a like. If you're wanting to see more content like this, but you're not already subscribed, then please do consider subscribing. So again, thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!